Hello again. Now, in this second session or part of this lesson, we have how to transform an active sentence into a passive sentence. Well, passive of an active tense is formed by putting the verb to be into the same tense as in the active verb and adding the past participle of the active verb. Remember, past participle is the third column in the irregular verbs. And for regular verbs, we just need to add ed at the end. Here, in passive voice, the subject of the active, the person who performs the action, becomes the agent of the passive verb. And when it's mentioned, because not always is necessary, it's preceded by the preposition by and placed at the end of the clause. Let's look at some example. We have an active sentence. Leslie took this photograph yesterday. Leslie took this photograph yesterday. In this example that is active, we have the subject that is Leslie. Leslie is the subject because it's the person who makes the action. We also have the action. The active verb is took, and we need to identify what tense are we using in the original sentence, in the active sentence. When I say took, I need to understand that this is a sentence in past. When I'm going to transform this into passive, I need to be careful with this. Leslie subject took the verb in past, and the object, who or what receives the action, what was taken, this photograph. This photograph is the object. And we have a time complement that is yesterday. It's not part of this transformation. Now let's start with the activity. When we want to transform this active sentence, number one, into a passive, we need to move the object, that is this photograph, to the beginning of the sentence. Now, I'm not gonna say that this photograph took Leslie, because the photograph cannot take anybody. So this photograph goes to the beginning, and we need to transform the verb into a passive verb. Remember, we need to add the verb to be, and when the because of the action was in past tense, the verb to be must be in past. So took here was the verb was. Remember, the past of the verb to be is were and was, and in this case it was because we are talking about only one object, that is this photograph. This photograph was, and what's the past participle of the verb took? The past participle is taken. Taken. This photograph was taken. Who made the action? The action was made by Leslie. So I want to include Leslie in the passive voice. I need to add the preposition by before that name. So this photograph was taken by Leslie. Time complements always go at the end of the sentence. It's the last part of any English sentence. So this photograph was taken by Leslie yesterday. Let's think about a different example, because you are going to make some exercises now. Remember, to transform any sentence into active or passive, you need to be careful. Remember, you change the position of the subject and the object, and also you need to transform the verb into a passive verb with the verb to be and the past participle. Now, it's time to identify some grammar rules that we have covered in this session. The passive of an active tense is formed by putting the verb into the same tense. Remember the lesson, watch the video again in order to complete this. Number two, when the agent is mentioned, it is preceded by the preposition and placed at of a clause. Number three, the subject of the active verb becomes the of the passive verb. 4. The main verb changes into form. It's your turn. go again, watch again, and complete these sentences in order to review and understand what I just have explained. Good luck. Bye.